Afternoon. Welcome to the Shippensburg Community Fair for the 2026 Open Breeding Sheep Show. We are ready to start today's show with our senior showmanship. We're going to run senior, intermediate, junior, and novice showmanship down the line today. Our judge this afternoon is Mr. Evan Snyder. He's a fifth-generation farmer from Louisville, Pennsylvania. Alongside his parents, he helps operate a diversified family farm that includes a pig nursery contracted through Country View Family Farms and 2 turkey houses contracted with Virginia Poultry Growers Cooperative. In addition, the family backgrounds approximately 250 head of cattle each year for local feedlots. Evan also maintains a flock of 50 commercial ewes that lamb each spring. Outside of farming, he's happily married to his wife, Sarah, a 5th grade elementary school teacher. Evan is passionate about agriculture and his rural community, and he's honored to share his experience and insights, and he's grateful for the opportunity to be part of today's show. Let's put our hands together and welcome Evan to Shippensburg here today. In the ring are our senior showmen. We have 5 exhibitors in this age division: Alana Haynes, Emma Wagner, Josh Holtree, Katie Miller, and Taylor Sturm.
I think this is a really good class to get our show started today. I think from top to bottom we got a good group of showmen out here. But for me, the one that just kind of works their way to the top the easiest will be the young lady up there to the other side of the arena from me. She knows her way around the ring. She walks at a good pace. She always has that U set up for me when she's standing. She lets her profile really well around the ring. She always makes sure she knows where I am at all times. You can just tell that her and that you have worked together for a long time and they're really good at it. Take nothing really away from the young lady in second. She might just not be quite as smooth when she's moving around the animal and I'm walking around the ring. Her transition just a little bit, but she does it just maybe a tad slower than the gal in first, but still it does a really good job. The young lady in third also does a really good job. You can tell she's probably used to some market lambs a little bit more. She wants to brace them. I know some judges don't like that, but for me, I really don't have a preference. Whatever you think shows your animal off the best is what you should be doing for you and your animal, so I appreciate that as well. Moving their way down through too, it just might not have them crisp movements you like to see when they work around the ring. When they're transitioning from side to side, they're just not quite as crisp in their movements that you like to see. But I will give them that they get their animals set up and get them looking really nice for me when they're standing still, and I can sure appreciate that. But just a nice group to get started, so give them all a round of applause.
Breeding Sheep Senior Showman. First place, Katie Miller. Second, Taylor Sturm. Third, Alana Haynes. Fourth, Josh Holtry. And fifth, Emma Wagner. Next class in the ring will be our intermediate showmen. Ages 14 to 16. 3 entries, Tyler Best, Caitlin Holtry, and Emily Myers. Breeding Sheep Exhibitors, Junior Showman, please make your way to ringside. Junior Showman to ringside.
Class here was pretty tough for me, especially when you get down off the top. But I think for me, the young lady there at the far end of the arena kind of works her way to the top pretty easily. Whenever you look at her, she always has her animal set up and looking really good. She knows where I'm at all times. When she moves around the animal changing sides, she's really crisp in her movements and just has everything looking as good as she can at all times, and I really do appreciate that. The young man in second, young man Lamb didn't really want to go around the ring for him, but he didn't lose his cool and just kept his composure and worked at it, and we got there, and he did a really good job working with her through that. When she was stopped, she was perfect for him. He always had her set up really good. Always had her feet underneath her where they need to be. He knew where I was at all times. The young lady down here in the end with the big ram, she did a really good job as well. She moved around the ring really well. She knew where I was at. A few times he wanted to move those feet a little bit, and she didn't quite get them set up quite as fast as the young man in second. I know how hard it is when the ram's a lot bigger than you are. But I think 3 really good showmen out here, so just give them all a round of applause.
Breeding Sheep Intermediate Showman, first place, Caitlin Holtree. Second, Tyler Best. And third, Emily Myers. Next class in the ring will be our Junior Showman, ages 11 to 13. 10 entries in this class: Christopher Kelly, Carly Saplee, Andy Swab, George Swab, Jacob Best, Jace Kelly, George Johnson, Ricky Brown, Carson Acker, and Gwen McKee. Breeding Sheep Exhibitors, Novice Showman, please make your way to ringside. Rose Johnson and Reese Smith.
Another good group of showmanship out here for me. I think the top three kind of sort their ways to the top kind of easily. Once you get them there, it's kind of hard to decide how you want to place them. I think I can come back out here later and maybe change them a little bit, but for now, I think I'm happy with how I have them. We're going to start out there with the young lady in the blue long sleeve shirt. For me, I think she's just the most fluid in her movement. She gets that ewe-lamb set up and looking really good and just stands there with her. She doesn't get too nitpicky with it and just has her looking good at all times. When she's moving around the ring, she walks at that really nice slow pace that you like to see. She keeps her head up so she looks really good, and I really appreciate that about it. The young lady in second with the black colored ewe-lamb does a really excellent job as well. Maybe just doesn't get her quite set up quite as fast as the young lady in first, but when she does, she has her looking really good and just lets her stand there, and I really do appreciate that about it. The young man there in third, again, does a really good job, maybe just not quite as quick to get that ewe-lamb set up. Sometimes he wants to get her drug out a little bit too long for my taste, but I think then he looks back and realizes it and changes it, and I appreciate that, admitting when she doesn't look that good and just taking your time and setting her up so she does. Next, the young man maybe, again, does a really good job. Sometimes wants to stretch her out just a little bit too much too, but when she's walking around the ring, he really makes her look good. He keeps that head up, which is kind of hard to do being he's a taller guy, but I really appreciate that. When he gets her set up good and he just lets her stand. Working my way down through, really does odds and ends, maybe just not quite as fast in their movements, not quite as fluid in them. You can tell ones that have been doing it a little longer, ones that haven't been. And the only way you learn is to keep doing it. So I encourage y'all, don't give up, just keep doing it. Watch the older showmen to see what they're doing a little bit as well. Just work on your movements when you're walking around the animal as the judges walking around the ring. Just be a little more crisp in your movements. And when you get your animal set up, just let it stand. You don't have to be picking at it all the time. Just let it stand and looking good. We appreciate that as well. But I think overall, a really good group from top to bottom. So just give them all a round of applause.
Junior showmanship results: first place Carly Saplee, second Andy Swab, third Jace Kelly, fourth Christopher Kelly, fifth Jacob Best, at sixth George Swab, and seventh Ricky Brown. Next class in the ring will be our novice showmen. 2 entries in this division: Rose Johnson and Reese Smith.
out here for our novice class. We have 2 showmen that know their way around the ring. They came out and walked both their animals right around the ring like nobody's business, and you really appreciate that. For me, I'm going to start out with the young lady with her black-colored ewe lamb out there. I appreciate she just puts her on her halter, and that ewe lamb I think will go anywhere with her. You can tell they worked a lot together this summer to get ready for this, and I really appreciate and respect that. Take nothing from the young man in second. I think the ram just knows it's getting towards fall, and he's ready to meet his girlfriends, and he's throwing his head around on the young man a little bit and made it tough on him, but he stuck with it, and I really appreciate that as well. So just 2 really good novice showmen in here, so give them a round of applause.
Novice showmanship, first place, Rose Johnson, and second to Reese Smith. All right, at this point, we are selecting our champion breeding sheep showman. From our senior division, we have Katie Miller, intermediate Caitlin Holtree, junior Carly Saplee, and novice Rose Johnson.
I think we got a really good group of showmen out here for the champion drive and showmanship. I think really from top to bottom, you could give me any one of these young ladies to show some lambs for me, and I wouldn't hesitate to say yes and take them wherever they wanted to go. They walk around the ring, they set their lambs up and let them stand. They always have them looking good no matter where you're at in the ring. They know where you're at. No matter what angle you look at, they always have those sheep set up to look their best, and I really appreciate that. You can tell that all four of these out here have worked on their animals a lot this summer, and some of them even probably last year. You can really tell they spend a lot of time in the barn, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So for me, with that being said, I'm going to go out here and look a little bit more, and then I'll select your Grand and Reserve Champion showman.
Breeding sheep exhibitors at the conclusion of showmanship will be ready for our Cheviot breeds. So if you have Cheviot sheep, please be making your way to ringside. Your champion showman for breeding sheep is Katie Miller. Congratulations, Katie. Katie is not eligible for our Supreme Showmanship. And the second place in the senior division is Taylor Sturm, and she also has already qualified for Supreme. So Alana Haynes will be next in line. If Alana would like to come in, and we'll get our judge to select a representative of breeding sheep for the Supreme Showmanship contest on Friday.
I know I already spoke once about the ones out here, but I think the young lady that came out to fill in that spot deserves a little recognition as well. She fits right in with the rest of them, and you don't even notice that she wasn't out here originally. She just slid right in, set her lamb up, and let it stand there, and I really appreciate that. When she's moving around the ring with her, she's always looking really good, keeps that head up and make her look flashy. As I said before, when she's out here, maybe just not quite as crisp in her movements when she's moving around her as I'm walking around side to side of her. But nonetheless, she deserves to be out here just as much as the rest of them, and I really appreciate that about her. So with that being said, I'll go out here and pick another one. So just give them all another round of applause.
Your reserve showman goes to Carly Suplee, and she'll represent breeding sheep on Friday night at the Supreme Showmanship Contest. Carly, when you get a second, stop by the livestock office. We'll give you your paperwork. Congratulations. We're ready to move into our breed divisions. First class in the ring for Cheviot should be our Cheviot Yearling Ram. We have one entry from Stephanie Whistler, number 238. Cheviot Junior Ram Lambs to ringside.
Really good ram out here to get our show started now with the type classes. Definitely could handle some competition. I really like how correct his feet are and how good he is when he's walking on them. I like how nice long length of spine he has and how he's nice and straight over his top. He has those nice clean front and his shoulders there. Just a ram that, as I said, could handle some more competition. So I think she'll be able to take him home, throw him in with some ewes, and he'll do some really good things for their flock. So just give him a round of applause.
Cheviot Yearling Ram, first place, Stephanie Whistler. Next class, Cheviot Junior Ram Lamb, 2 entries. Stephanie Whistler's 257 and Stephanie Whistler 271.
Nice pair of Cheviot Ram Lambs out here. For me, the one I like just a little bit better will be the one shown by the pair of gentlemen up there to the far end. I think he just has a little more power to him. You look over his top, he has that nice width and carries the whole way out to the end of his dock. He has some good bone underneath him to carry him. But I will say the ram in second might just be a tick longer than the one in first. I wish I could just put a little more power there over his top, maybe clean him up a little bit. But still has some really good feet under him, and I sure appreciate that. But just a nice group of ram lambs out here today, so give them all a hand.
Cheviot Junior Ram Lamb, first place Stephanie Whistler and second Stephanie Whistler. 1 entry in pair of 2 Ram Lambs from Stephanie Whistler. Cheviot pair of 2 Ram Lambs, first place awarded to Stephanie Whistler. We're now ready to select our champion Ram of the Cheviots. We have Stephanie Whistler's Yearling Ram and 2 Junior Ram Lambs, both from Stephanie Whistler. Cheviot Yearling Ewes. You should be at ringside.
I think we have a really good set of Cheviot Rams out here for your class today. I think you could take any three of them home and do some really good things for your flock, especially depending on what you wanted to do. I think they'd be good for the breeding stock and even some commercial use, and they do some really good things for your ewes. They add some bone to them, they add a little bit of muscling, add some width over their top, and do some really good things. But for me, with that being said, I think the ram out here I like the best is going to be the young man's younger ram here. Right in front of him, he'll be your champion, and then the yearling will be your reserve.
Okay, so the champion's this one.
Your champion Cheviot Ram goes to Stephanie Whistler's 257 and reserve to Stephanie Whistler's 238. We'll clear the ring and we're ready for our Cheviot Yearling Ewes. 2 entries from Stephanie Whistler, 1573 and 314.
Two nice Chevy ewes out here. I think there's some really good competition out here, even though there's only 2 in a class. I think you could take either one of these ewes home and put them in with a good ram and do some really good things. For me, the one I kind of like a little bit better will be the young lady to the far end of the arena. I think that one just has a little bit more length to her, a little bit bigger barrel there in the middle to hold some lambs someday. But take nothing from the young lady with the ewe lamb there in second. She definitely has some good width down over the top. Just wish I could stretch her out just a little bit, maybe make a little more room there in the middle. But definitely can appreciate the good feet she has underneath her and the good bone. She has good bone structure. So just give them both a round of applause.
Cheviot Yearling Ewe, first place Stephanie Whistler, second place Stephanie Whistler. Next class Cheviot Pen of 2 Yearling Ewes, 1 entry from Stephanie Whistler. First place award. Next class Cheviot Senior Ewe Lamb, 1 entry from Stephanie Whistler with Smith, 2643. Cheviot Junior Ewe Lambs, you should be at ringside.
Good one out here for a single entry, which is kind of a shame because she could definitely handle some competition. I like she has those real good feet underneath her, some plenty of bone mass to carry her as she becomes a mature ewe someday. I like that nice straight top she has and that good width to her. She has that good capacity there in the middle someday when she's able to carry lambs. That nice smooth front there in her shoulders, just a really well put together ewe lamb that could definitely handle some competition. So just give them a round of applause.
Cheviot Senior Ewe Lamb, first place, Stephanie Whistler. Next class, Cheviot Junior Ewe Lamb. 2 entries, Stephanie Whistler's 264 and Stephanie Whistler 276.
Nice pair of ewe lambs out here. I think they definitely both have some good qualities, and there's not too much I'd like to change about either one of them. But for the one I think I like just a little bit better will be the one shown here by the young man right in front of me. I think she just has a little more power to her, especially look down over that top. Maybe just has a tick more bone to her there as you get around, look at her feet and her legs. But they're both very correct in their structure, and both have plenty of capacity someday to be able to handle lambs whenever they become old enough to get bred. Just a really nice pair of ewe lambs out here that I think they can go home and mature and do really well for them. So just give them a round of applause.
Cheviot Junior Ewe Lambs, first place, Stephanie Whistler, 276, and second place, Stephanie Whistler's 264. Next up, Cheviot pair of 2 ewe lambs, 1 entry from Stephanie Whistler. First place awarded to the pair of 2 ewe lambs. We're now ready to select our Cheviot champion ewe. We need Stephanie Whistler's yearling ewes, 1573 and 314. Stephanie Whistler's senior ewe lamb, Smith, 2643. And Stephanie Whistler's junior ewe lamb, 0276 and 0264.
I think we have a nice group of Chevy U's out here. I know the numbers weren't very high, but the quality was definitely there. I think you could take any of these home and do some good things with your flock, no matter if it was for commercial use or breeding use or whatever the case may be. You'd go home and they put some good feet and bone structure underneath your lambs and some length and width to them as well. I think, like I said, do about anything you want with these ewes, and they would do whatever you asked of them. With that being said, the ewe that I kind of always liked whenever she came into the ring, and I still do when she came back, will be the young lady's ewe lamb up here at the front. I think she'll be your champion ewe. And then I think I'm going to use the young man here right in front of me for your reserve. So just give him a round of applause.
Your champion Cheviot ewe goes to Stephanie Whistler's yearling ewe. And the reserve to Stephanie Whistler's junior ewe lamb. Into our group classes, we have a pen of 4 lambs, 1 entry from Stephanie Whistler. First place award for pen of 4 lambs. Next class, Breeders' Young Flock, 1 entry from Stephanie Whistler. First place awarded there. Next up, Cheviot Get of Sire. That's a scratch, just kidding. It's my notes from last year. All right, Cheviot Flock, 1 entry from Stephanie Whistler. Everyone's a winner, Caitlin. First place awarded for Flock. Let's give a great big round of applause. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all of our Cheviots. Stephanie Whistler, champion of all. Good job. All right, next up is our Dorsets. Single entry in the Dorsets. Taylor Stern with Prada, yearling ewe.
Out here for your Dorset U class. I probably sound like a broken record now, but it's a shame there's not some more competition out here because she could sure handle it. I really like that long length of spine she has. She's really nice and straight over her top and carries it the whole way out to her dock. She has those good feet underneath her and plenty of bone to carry her. Definitely you can take home and throw them with the ram, and she'll do some really good things for you. So just give the young lady a round of applause.
Dorset Yearling U, first place. Taylor Sturm, she'll also be your champion Dorset U of the show. We're now ready for our Hampshires. Hampshire Sheep. First class, Senior Ram Lamb. One entry from Mindy Holtry with Hewlett.
A really nice ram out here to get our Hamp show started now. Definitely a ram that has a lot of good qualities. He has those nice big feet underneath him, plenty of bone to hold him up and do him well. He has that nice long length of spine that you like to see. Maybe just add a little bit more thickness in that lower 1/3 when you look behind him, but lamb that I really like how long he is. He carries it the whole way out to his dock. He has those nice smooth shoulders in the front that'll do him well. Just a ram that you can take home and throw him with some ewes, and I think he'll do some really good things for you. So just give her a round of applause.
Senior Ram Lamb, first place, awarded to Mindy Holtry. Next class is Hampshire Junior Ram Lamb, 2 entries for Mindy Holtry, 26-1 and 26-3.
Definitely 2 different kinds of ram lambs out here today. For me, the one I like a little bit better would be with the one up there at the far end. I think he just has a little more power to him down over his top. He has that nice wide top to him. He has plenty down in there in that hind end. Plenty of bone and feet underneath him as well. Definitely a ram that has some good qualities that he can put into his flock. Take nothing from the young ram there in second. I wish I could just make him a little bit wider in his top, maybe add a little bit more muscle to him. But I definitely appreciate the amount of bone he has to him there and some good feet and structure underneath him. Definitely 2 nice ram lambs out here, so give him a round of applause.
Hampshire Junior Ram Lamb, first place, Mindy Holtry's 26-1, and second, Mindy Holtry, 26-3. Next class, pair of 2 Ram Lambs, 1 entry for Mindy Holtry. First place awarded. We're now ready to select our champion Hampshire Ram. We need Mindy Holtree Senior Ram Lamb Hewlett and the 2 Junior Ram Lambs, 26-1, 26-3.
Three nice Hamp Rams out here for your Ram show today. I think you could take any three of them home and be really happy with what they do for your flock. I think for the breeding flock or even the commercial use, I think no matter what you did with them, they do some really good things for you. With that being said, I'm going to go out here and use the Ram up to the far end of the arena. I think he just puts it together a little bit better for me. I really like how long and straight he is. He's nice and clean in his front end and really carries that muscling down over that you like to see. Plenty of bone and feet underneath him to carry him well too. But then we'll use the Ram right here in front of me for your reserve, a Ram that I like a lot as well. I like that bone structure he has and how big his feet are. Definitely a Ram that you can go home and throw him with some use to do some good things as well. So just give them all a round of applause.
Hampshire champion Ram goes to Mindy Holtree's Hewlett and reserve to Mindy Holtree's 26-1. Up next, we're ready for our ewes. Hampshire yearling ewes, Mindy Holtree 25-70 and Mindy Holtree 25-28.
Two really nice Hamp ewes out here to get our use side of the show started today. They really have that nice wide top you like to see and the really nice muscling in their hind end there. They have good bone structure and good feet underneath them. They really, you could pick either one, I think, and they do some really good things for you. For me, the one I think just has a little bit more length to her spine, a little bit more power will be the ewe up there to the far end of the arena. She really catches your eye when she comes in, and she has that really big mass you like to see. Take nothing from the ewe here in second. I wish I could just stretch her out maybe just a little bit more, put a little bit more barrel there in her middle to carry lamb someday. But definitely two nice ewes out here to get our female side of the show started. So just give them both a round of applause.
Hampshire yearling ewe, first place Mindy Holtree 25-70. Second, Mindy Holtree 25-28. Next class pen of 2 yearling ewes, 1 entry from Mindy Holtree. First place award. Next class is Hampshire Senior Ewe Lamb, 1 entry from Mindy Holtree, Storm 1460.
Nice ewe lamb out here. It's a shame there's not some more out here with her for some competition because she could handle it for sure. When you look at her, she's nice and straight the whole way out over her spine. She carries it nice and straight out over her dock. She has that good structure, some good feet underneath her. She's really nice and pretty and clean fronted. She's really pretty up over her head as well. Just a really nice ewe lamb. So give her a round of applause.
Senior ewe lamb, first place for Mindy Holtree. Hampshire Junior ewe lambs, 2 entries. Mindy Holtree 26-2 and Mindy Holtree's Westlake 26-22.
Nice pair of ewe lambs out here. You definitely have 2 different kinds in my opinion. The one that kind of catches your eye the most will be the one here right in front of me. I think she just has a little more power to her. She has that really nice middle barrel to be able to carry lambs with someday. She has plenty of foot underneath her. That nice straight top that you like to see. I think she just kind of overpowers the ewe lamb that'll be in second, but ewe lamb that nonetheless has some good qualities as well. I like that nice straight top she has. She has that real good bone structure underneath her. Just wish I could add just a little bit more power to her, but definitely a nice pair out here, so give them a hand.
Junior ewe lamb, first place, Mindy Holtree's Westlake 26-22. Second place, Mindy Holtree 26-2. Next class, pair of 2 ewe lambs, 1 entry for Mindy Holtree. First place awarded. Next class, we're ready for our Hampshire Champion ewe lamb. Hampshire Champion ewe, we need yearling ewe, Mindy Holtree's 25-70 and 25-28. Senior ewe lamb, Storm 14-60. And the junior ewe lambs, Westlake 26-22 and Mindy Holtree's 26-2.
I think we definitely had a good representation out here, the Hampshire breed today. The numbers weren't very high, but the quality was really, really deep, and I really appreciate that. With that being said, any of these ewe lambs out here, or the mature one too, you could just take home and do some really good things with. I think they'd add some good bone and foot structure to your flock. They'd add some power to it and just do some really good things, whether it was just for breeding stock, commercial use, whatever you wanted to do. I think you could use any of them for that and be really, really happy with it. But for me, I think the ewe that really caught my eye when she first came out and has done so ever since I've seen her, we're going to go ahead and use the ewe to the far end there of the arena. She'll be your champion. And then I believe we're going to use the ewe here in the middle for your reserve. So just give them all a round of applause.
Champion Hampshire ewe goes to Mindy Holtree's 2570 and reserve to Mindy Holtree's Storm 1460. Up next, Hampshire Pen of 4 Lambs, 1 entry from Mindy Holtree. Natural color lambs, please make your way to ringside. Natural color breeding sheep to ringside. First place awarded for Hampshire Pen of 4 Lambs, Mindy Holtree. Next class, Hampshire Breeders' Young Flock, 1 entry from Mindy Holtree. First place awarded for Breeders' Young Flock. Next up, Hampshire Flock, 1 entry from Mindy Holtree. First place awarded there as well. Congratulations, Mindy. Thanks to all the helpers. Next up, natural colored sheep. Natural colored senior ram lamb. 1 entry from Katie Miller with Speed Bump.
really nice Lincoln ram out here to get us started with our natural colored classes. A ram that could definitely handle some competition. He has those really nice big heavy feet underneath him. Has the good bone structure you like to see. His fleece is nice and even. Has those nice tight crimps in his wool that you like to see as well. He's nice and clean and pretty fronted. Just a really well put together ram to get us started. So just give the young lady a round of applause.
Senior Ram Lamb, first place, Katie Miller. She'll also be our champion natural colored ram. We're now ready for our yearling ewes, natural colored. 2 entries, Katie Miller, Sparkle Farts, and Katie Miller, Piggy on Fire.
Two nice ewes out here for our female portion of the show. 2 that you can really appreciate and have a lot of good qualities to them. You like the structure they have, the good bone they have underneath their feet. But for me, the one here shown by the young lady is just a little bit cleaner made and put together. She has that more level top to her and prettier fronted. I wish I could just take a little bit of hers and put on the ewe there shown by the young man, just make her maybe a little bit thicker made. Just correct her up just a little bit. But I think it's a really nice pair out here today, so just give them both a round of applause.
Yearling ewe, first place, Katie Miller's Piggy on Fire, and second, Katie Miller's Sparkle Farts. We're now ready for a pen of 2 yearling ewes. 1 entry from Katie Miller. First place for pen of 2 yearling ewes to Katie Miller. We're now ready for senior ewe lamb. 1 entry from Katie Miller with Tiffany.
A nice ewe out here that can definitely handle some competition. She's really stout and wide in her making kind. She has those nice heavy feet underneath her, the good structure you like to see. She's nice and straight out over her top and has those nice tight crimped curls on her fleece there, really pretty in her front end. Just a really nice put together ewe. So just give the young lady a round of applause.
Senior ewe lamb, first place to Katie Miller with Tiffany. Next class, junior ewe lamb, 2 entries. Katie Miller with Bianca and Katie Miller's Terry.
Nice pair of ewe lambs out here. 2 that I really appreciate, both of them for the type and their kind. I like their structure they have. They both carry themselves really well. I think their feet will last underneath them for a long time to come as they turn into mature ewes. For me, the one I think I like just a little bit better will be the one shown here by the young lady right in front of me. I think she just has a little more power to her, maybe a little more smooth in her make and her kind. But take nothing from the ewe lamb I'm going to place in second there, shown by the young man. I wish I could just put a little more power in her. But both of them definitely have those nice smooth fleeces that you like to see in the wool breeds like this, and definitely just a nice pair out here. So give them both a round of applause.
Junior ewe lamb, first place Katie Miller with Terry, and second Katie Miller's Blanca. Next up, pair of 2 ewe lambs, 1 entry from Katie Miller. First place awarded to Katie Miller. We're now ready to select our natural colored champion ewe. We need Katie Miller's yearling ewes, Piggy on Fire, and Sparkle Farts. Katie Miller's senior ewe lamb, Tiffany, and the 2 junior ewe lambs, Terry and Blanca.
I think we have a really deep set of the natural coloreds out here for the Lincoln breed. I think you could take home and put right into your flock and do some good things with them. They all have those traits you're looking for. They all have the good structure, the good feet. They're nice and pretty and smooth in their kind and their type. They have those nice fleeces on them that you like to see as well for the wool usage. As I said before, just a really nice, good set out here. It's a shame there's not some more numbers because these could all handle a lot of competition and still do really, really well, I think. For me personally, though, the ewe that kind of caught my eye when she first came out into the ring and has done so ever since is going to be the ewe here in the middle. She'll be your champion, and then we're going to go ahead and use the one in front of me for reserve. So just give them all a round of applause.
Champion natural colored ewe goes to Katie Miller's Tiffany and reserve to Katie Miller's Terry. We're now ready for our group classes. Natural colored pen of 4 lambs, 1 entry from Katie Miller. First place. Next group class, Breeders Young Flock, 1 entry from Katie Miller. First place awarded. Next up, natural colored Get of Sire, Katie Miller, 1 entry. First place awarded, last group class, natural colored flock, 1 entry for Katie Miller. Southdown exhibitors, you're up next. Southdown sheep should be making their way to ringside. First place awarded. Congratulations. That concludes our natural colored show. We're now ready for our Southdown First Class Yearling Rams. 2 entries, Stephanie Whistlers, 25124, and Taylor Sturm, Shaggy. Southdown Senior Ram Lamb to ringside.
Two nice Southdown Rams to get our Southdown show started now this afternoon. For me, both these Rams out here represent their breeds really, really well. I like how nice and long they are in their spine. They have the good feet and structure underneath them. But for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and start the class shown by the Ram up there at the far end of the arena. I think he just has a little bit more power to him. He has that really nice big top and that nice thick hind end on him. Carries it the whole way down that lower 1/3. Maybe just like to straighten him out over his top just a little bit. He kind of wants to roach it just a tick as he walks around the ring. But other than that, he definitely has that plenty of muscle that you like to see. Take nothing from the Ram here in second. As I said before, he has that nice long spine. He's definitely more level over his top. I'll give him that. I just wish I could blow him out just a little bit, put a little more power into him. But he has the good foot and bone underneath him, nice and smooth in his shoulders. Definitely a nice pair of Rams out here to get our show started. So just give them both a round of applause.
Southdown Yearling Ram, first place Stephanie Whistlers, 25124, and Taylor Sturm, second place with Shaggy. Next class, Senior Ram Lamb. 1 entry, Taylor Sturm with Payday. Southdown Junior Ram Lamb to ringside. Southdown Junior Ram Lamb to ringside.
Southdown Ram out here that can handle some competition. On my way, I like him. I like how big and heavy boned he is. I like his structure. I like how big footed he is. Definitely going to carry him well as he grows into a more mature ram. He's nice and straight and smooth over his spine. He's nice and smooth and pretty in his front end there. Maybe just wish I could add just a little more tick muscle to him in that lower 1/3. But he definitely has enough power elsewhere to still do some really, really good things for his flock. Just give the young lady a round of applause.
Senior Ram Lamb first place awarded to Taylor Sturm. Next class, Junior Ram Lambs. 2 entries, Caitlin Holtree, 259, and Caitlin Holtree, 261.
Nice pair of Ram Lambs out here. I think they both are really good in their type and their kind. Especially when you look at them from the side, they have that nice long spine to them. They're really straight and wide down over their tops. For me, you can tell the difference a little bit between them when you get behind them. For me, the Ram that's going to win the class will be shown here by the young lady in front of me. I think he just has a little more power to him and his hind saddle on that lower 1/3 and carries it the whole way down his leg. But definitely two rams that have the good feet underneath them, and it'll carry them long and well as they go into mature rams. Just wish I could add a little more power to the ram lamb there in second, but a nice pair out here, so just give them both a hand.
Junior Ram Lamb, first place Caitlin Holtry's 261, and second Caitlin Holtry 259. Next class, pair of two Ram Lambs, one entry from Caitlin Holtry. First place awarded. We're now ready to select our Southdown champion Ram. We need Taylor Sturm's Senior Ram Lamb Payday and the two Junior Ram Lambs from Caitlin Holtry, 261, 259.
I think we have a really good representation of the Southdown breed out here in the ring. Just like the other breeds, the numbers weren't very high, but I think the quality's here for it. Definitely a nice group of rams I think you could take home and use them for the breeding stock side of it, or take them home for commercial use, and they do some good things. They definitely add some power to your flock, some nice feet and bone structure. Definitely some nice wide tops and hind ends on them that I think would add definitely some pounds to your gains out there if that's what you're trying to do. I really don't think you'd have to twist my arm very hard, and I'd be willing to take any of these home and put them in with my own ewes, and they do some good things for them as well. With that being said, there's two out here that kind of caught my eye when they first came out, and they did it again when they came back out. So for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and use your senior ram up here at the front to be your grand, and then the one here in the middle for your reserve. So just give them all a round of applause.
Champion Southdown Ram goes to Stephanie Whistler's 25124 and reserved to Taylor Sturm's Payday. Next class, Southdown Yearling Ewes. 4 entries, Taylor Sturm's Beyonce, Caitlin Holtry 2533, Caitlin Holtry 237, and Taylor Sturm Kesha.
I think a really good way to get our female side of the show started for the South Downs. They all represent the breed really well. One that kind of catches your eye when she gets out in the ring is going to be the young man here in the blue shirt. She really has plenty of power to her. She has a really wide top. She carries it down that lower 1/3. She has a good foot and bone structure. Maybe like to take a few pounds off of her. I think she might be getting a little tubby, but I think before you throw him with the ram, maybe just run her a little hard and run some of those pounds off. But you kick her out in the pasture, she'll trim down in no time. I have no doubts. But definitely a nice, powerful built ewe to get us started. Take nothing here from the young lady in second. You definitely would agree and say she's fit to be put out in the pasture right now and bred. I think she has the right body condition, more so than the one in first. Just wish I could add just a tick in that lower 1/3 in her hind end, just a little bit more muscling. But a ewe that definitely has a lot of good feminine traits in her that I really appreciate. She has a good foot and bone underneath her. She has plenty of length of spine, has that good middle to her. Just wish I could add just a tick more power to her, but definitely a well put together ewe. Moving down to third and fourth, two ewe lambs that I also really like. I like that long spine they have. They're really smooth and straight over their tops. Have the good foot and bone structure. Just a little bit overpowered today to move up any farther. But definitely a nice another pair of ewes that could do some good things for your flock. So just give them all a round of applause.
Southdown, pen of 2 yearling ewes. We should have 2 entries, Caitlin Holtree and Taylor Sturm. First place goes to Taylor Sturm and second to Caitlin Holtree. Next class, Southdown Senior Ewe Lamb. 2 entries, Stephanie Whistler 2607 and Caitlin Holtree 2582.
Two nice ewe lambs out here today. I think they're both complementary what the breed should be. For me, the one that just kind of works their way to the top a little bit easier is going to be shown by the young lady at the far side of the ring. I think she's just a little bit cleaner in her up front there. She's a little bit smoother made in the shoulders. Definitely has plenty of width to her top and carries it down that lower 1/3. Take nothing from the ewe lamb here in second. Wish I could just smooth her out there a little bit in the front shoulder. She wants to blow out just a little bit much for my taste. But definitely has that good structure and foot underneath her that you like to see. And definitely two nice ewe lambs out here. So just give them both a round of applause.
Southdown Senior Ewe Lamb, first place to Caitlin Holtree with 2582, and second to Stephanie Whistler's 2607. Next class, junior ULAM, 6 entries. Stephanie Whistler, 6002. Tyler Best Rosie, Tyler Best Georgia, Taylor Sturm Dekusha, Caitlin Holtree Darlington Downs, and Taylor Sturm's Cardi.
I think this is definitely a stacked class. Southdown ULAM's out here. I probably can make circles around this class until I'm dizzy and still not think I got it right. Especially when I'm standing over here from the side view, they're all really, really good in their type and their kind. You're just gonna kind of start picking them apart, and the one that personally for me has the least amount of faults to her and puts it together the best will be the young lady up here at the front of the arena. I think for me, the ULAM, she's just pretty. No matter when you look at her, when she's walking around the ring, even when she's set up or anything, she just looks pretty. She catches your eye. Young lady gets her head up and makes her look really good and stretches her out and makes her stand. And she just really is eye-appealing and eye-catching to you. She has that nice straight top and carries it the whole way out over her dock, and you really appreciate that. Just the really good type and kind. You're looking forward to do good things for your flock. Take nothing from the young man there in second. ULAM that is very, very similar to one in first, in my opinion. Maybe just doesn't quite catch your eye quite as well. Maybe just not quite as smooth there in her front shoulders. Wish you could just smooth that out just a little bit compared to the one in first. And then I think you'd have a really even closer race. But definitely another nice ULAM that'll go home and do some good things for him, I'm sure. The young lady in the blue shirt will be there, your third place. Another ULAM that's really pretty in her type and her kind. Right there at her pin, she just wants to pinch and blow out just a little bit. Just doesn't quite have that nice smoothness to her that you like to see, but definitely has plenty of power to her over her top and hind end. Has that nice barrel in the middle to carry lamb someday when she's a breeding age, and I think will just do some really nice things for the young lady. The one here next, shown by the young lady in the pink colored shirt, one that I really struggled with is what to do. When you get behind her and look at her over her top, she's just immensely wide and powerful, and she really catches your eye like that. I like her in her middle. She has that nice barrel. I wish I could just clean her up just a little bit. Her shoulders, just smooth them out just a tick and make her a little more feminine there in her front end, but definitely cannot be described as anything more than powerful. Just wish I could clean her up just a little bit. As you move down here, the young man in front of me next, the ULAMs, is also really pretty and eye-appealing. When he gets her head and gets it held up like that, she really catches your eye, and I really do like that about her. Just again, wish I could just clean her up. She kind of wants to dip in right there at her pins a little bit. Just wish I could smooth her out just a tick. Maybe just clean her up a little bit there in her front end as well. But a ULAM, I really like how smooth she is out over her top and her spine, the whole way out over her dock. Just carries it really well and looks really pretty when you have her set up there in the ring like that. The young lady next, wish I could just smooth out over her top. She kind of wants just to roach just a tick when she walks, but the young lady does a really good job of smoothing that out when she's standing. You don't notice it at all. Just wish when she's walking she'd just have a little bit better gait to her and didn't want to roach up her back like that. But when she's standing, as I said, she looks really good, has a nice long length of spine to her, and definitely has some good foot and bone underneath her as well. And I think, in my opinion, just a really nice deep set of ULAMs. So just give them all a round of applause.
Southdown Junior ULAM, first place Taylor Sturm with Dekusha. Second place Tyler Best, Georgia. Third Tyler Best, Rosie. Fourth Stephanie Whistler, 6002. Fifth Taylor Sturm, Curdy. And sixth Caitlin Holtree's Darlington Downs. Next class, pair of two ULAMs. 4 entries, Stephanie Whistler, Tyler Best, Caitlin Holtree, and Taylor Sturm.
For your pair of ewe-lambs out here, I think competition's pretty tough as well, even though there's only 4 pair. When I was younger and on the judging team, I asked what does a pair even mean, and the guy told me peas in a pod. So that's how I judge them. I think the ones that complement each other and look the same in their type and their kind and their make. And for me, when you get behind them and look at them from the side, the front, the back, however, when you get down, look down over their tops. The one to do that the best for me is showing up there by the pair at the front of the ring. I think those 2 ewe lambs really complement each other. They look the same. I don't think there's any difference between them really whatsoever. I bet if they switched the showman and ran around, you wouldn't know them apart, and that's kind of what you're looking for in a pair, in my opinion, ones that look exactly the same. The pair there in second, I think, is also very similar in their type and their kind and their make. Maybe just not quite as much so as the first place pair, but I think definitely another nice pair of ewe lambs that complement each other very, very well. Moving down into third place, you get a little bit more size differential between them, but I think the kind and the make is still definitely there. Just maybe a little bit more, one's taller and one's shorter. But other than that, I think when you look at the length of their spine and under their foot and bone structure, I think they still have the same type of make to them that complement each other very well. And moving down into your fourth place, again, they're not the same size, so it's kind of hard to make them a pair, in my opinion. But definitely 2 ewe lambs that have plenty of power and definition to them. Definitely some good bone structure. Just really don't have the pair type in mind, but other than that, they still represent their breed really well. So just give them all a round of applause.
Southdown pair of 2 ewe lambs. First place, Tyler Best. Second, Taylor Sturm. Third, Caitlin Holtry. And fourth, Stephanie Whistler. We're now ready for our champion, Southdown ewe. We need our yearling ewes, Taylor Sturm's Beyonce and Kesha. Senior ewe lamb, Caitlin Holtry, 2582, and Stephanie Whistler, 2607. And our junior ewe lamb, Taylor Sturm's Dekusha and Tyler Best, Georgia.
I think we have a really deep set of Southdown females out here today for your show. As I said before with the other breeds, the numbers aren't there, but the quality sure is. Any of these ewes you could take home and do whatever you want them with, and I have no doubt in my mind that they would do whatever you wanted of them. You have out here that they're a little bit different. I mean, you have up here the front, she's just a big, powerful, broody ewe. She has plenty of power and depth to her. You just like everything about her when she catches your eye, and she's really eye-appealing, especially when she's set up or walking around the ring. She just does everything really well. The little lady here in the middle, another one that catches your eye. I really like that nice long length of spine that she has. She has that good foot and bone underneath her. Maybe just doesn't quite have the power as the one in front of her, but she also doesn't have as much excess covering either. So that makes a little bit of a difference. But as I said before, the unit has a few extra pounds. You can take it and run it off in no time, and she'll be just fine. Young lady here with the younger ewe lamb in front of me, the one that I really, really do like, as I said before, I can't describe her as anything other than just pretty. She catches your eye. She has that really nice, pretty head on her. She's nice, smooth shouldered, nice straight top line, good foot underneath her. Just kind of puts everything together really, really well, in my opinion. There's really not too much nitpicking I can really do about her. She just looks smaller because she is smaller because she's younger. And that's something you kind of have to remember in these breeding classes like that. They're all different sizes because they're all different ages. So you can't discount them just because she's a little bit smaller, because in my opinion, she is a really, really good one. In the reserves and the class ones I already sorted through, ones that are just like the class winners, maybe just don't quite have as much going on. The reserve there and the older U class there, just wish I could just put a little bit more in that lower 1/3, maybe just clean her up a little bit there in the front end, but a ewe that definitely has plenty of power to her. She also catches your eye and has that good foot and bone underneath her that'll serve her really, really well as she becomes a brood ewe someday in somebody's flock. The one there in the middle, the reserve in the middle class, another ewe that I really like her top line. She's nice and straight and has a nice pretty front end on her. My opinion, this maybe doesn't quite have the power as the other one that was the class winner. Maybe just clean her up a little bit too, but definitely complements the one I picked first for the one in second. The young man there that was reserving the class of the ewe lambs, a ewe lamb that I really, really like. I like how nice and straight she is and flat over her top out to her dock. She's really pretty in her front end and carries herself well. She just isn't quite as put together as the one in first, in my opinion. And I know I sound like a broken record now, just maybe not quite as pretty. Wish I maybe just make her walk around the ring just a little bit more loose and free. She kind of wants to tighten up a little bit. But that's pretty much just nitpicking at this point, in my opinion. I don't think it's a big deal. Just one of those small little details that set her apart from the one in first. As I said, a really nice, good, deep set out here. Any of these 6 should be really happy with the kind of program they're working with and take it home and do really good things with it, as I know they will. So with that being said, I'll go out here and pick your Grand Reserve ewe and just give them all another big round of applause.
Champion Southdown U goes to Taylor Sturm's Beyonce and reserve to Taylor Sturm's Doja. We're ready for our group classes. Caitlin Holtree, Southdown, Pen of Four Lambs. First place awarded to the Pen of Four Lambs. Next class, Southdown Breeders, Young Flock, Caitlin Holtree and Taylor Sturm.
One, two. Two nice groups out here. For me, they're both really good and they're really similar in their type and their kind and their make, and I think they all go together really well. For me, the one that I think they'll kind of blend together just a little bit better will be the group here right in front of me. I think they're a really nice set of three that complement each other and still look the same in their type and their kind. Take nothing from the group here in second. They also are very similar in their type and their kind. Just maybe not quite as smooth as similarities aren't quite as smooth in their make. But definitely another nice group of three that'll do some really good things. So just give both exhibitors a round of applause.
Southdown Breeders, Young Flock, first place, Taylor Sturm, and second, Caitlin Holtree. Next up, Southdown Flock, Caitlin Holtree and Taylor Sturm.
Two nice groups out here. Both of them just added a few to their flock. And I think the ones they brought out are just as good as the ones they already had out here. They really complement each other well, and they're both similar in their type and their kind. For me, the ones that just overall, just put it together just a little more similar for me will be the group right here in front of me. I think a nice group of really pretty ewe lambs and some rams out here that do some good things as well. Really good in their type and their kind. Take nothing here from the second place crew. They really got some good things going on with their breeding program as well. Ones that we'll be able to take home and really be happy with what they got going on. And, so just give them both just another round of applause.
Southdown Flock, first place Taylor Sturm, and second Caitlin Holtree. All right, we're ready to clear the ring. Other registered purebreds, you're up. Next class, other registered purebreds, yearling ram, 2 entries, Richard Brown, Bronco, and George Johnson, Pepito. Senior Ram Lambs. Next class is Senior Ram Lambs. Please be at ringside.
A really good way to get our all other breed category started. I think both of them out here represent their breeds really well and can handle some competition if they had some more ones like out here of the same breed. For me, the one I like a little bit better is going to be the one from the Katahdin breed with the young man there in the green shirt. A ram that has plenty of power and some good structure underneath him. I think he's going to go home and get thrown in with some ewes and do some really good things for him. Take nothing away from the young man in second with the baby doll Southdown baby or ram lamb here. I think he'll do some really good things as well. He has that really nice fleece on him. He has some really nice structure. He has big feet and good bone composition underneath him. Just 2 really good rams out here to get us started with our other breeds. So just give them both a round of applause.
Other registered purebred yearling rams, first place Richard Brown with Bronco, and second George Johnson, Pepito. Next class, Senior Ram Lamb, 1 entry from Richard Brown with Snowman.
Another nice Katahdin Ram out here, one that could definitely handle some competition. I really like the feet he has underneath him. He has plenty of bone to him. He's nice and long in his making. It's kind. Definitely has plenty of top power over his top and down that lower 1/3. It's really pretty in his front end. Just a really good put together ram that could definitely handle some more competition. So just give the young man a round of applause.
Other registered purebred, senior Ram Lamb, first place, Richard Brown. We're now ready to select our champion ram of the other purebred show. We need Richard Brown's Bronco and George Johnson's Pepito, and then Richard Brown's Snowman.
Three rams out here that I think really do good things for their breed and represent it very well. The young man that brought the Katahdin Rams out here, I think both of them are really good in their type and their kind. Have that nice long spine to them. They have good feet underneath them. They're really pretty and eye-catching when you bring them into the ring, and I think they're going to go home and serve you very well. The young man with the Baby Doll Southdown Ram, I really like his fleece. It's really nice and smooth. I like the good feet and bone he has underneath him. I think the structure is going to serve him really well as he goes home and breeds some ewes someday, and I think he'll do really good things for your program. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and use the young man here with the white Katahdin Ram to win your class, and then we'll use the brown white Katahdin to be your reserve. So just give them all a round of applause.
Champion ram of the other registered purebreds is Richard Brown's Snowman and reserve Richard Brown's Bronco. Congratulations. We'll go ahead and clear the ring. Next class, yearling ewe of our other registered purebreds. We have a single entry from Rose Johnson with Holly. Senior ewe lamb, please be at ringside. Senior ewe lamb to ringside.
Really nice little pretty ewe lamb out here. The young lady told me earlier that it's pretty rare to have a black one that's the Baby Doll Southdown breed, and I believe it, and she's really pretty and eye-appealing. I like the good thick bone she has underneath her, and she's good in her feet and sound in her feet, and she has a nice even fleece that you like to see. She says she's going to take her home and breed her, and I have no doubt that she's going to do some really good things for her program. So just give the young lady a round of applause.
Yearling ewe class, first place goes to Rose Johnson. Next in the ring will be our senior ewe lamb class. We have one entry from Katie Miller with Fendi.
Nice Horn Dorset ewe lamb out here today. A lamb that could definitely handle some competition. I really like how she walks around the ring. She has some nice big feet on her. She's nice and smooth and straight down over her top and has that nice barrel in the middle. She has plenty of muscling there in her hind end as well, and really pretty and clean in her front. A ewe that I think is going to grow into something really special for the young lady and do really good things for her program. So just give her a round of applause.
Senior ewe lamb, first place goes to Katie Miller. We're now ready to select our champion ewe. We have our yearling ewe from Rose Johnson and our senior ewe lamb from Katie Miller.
I think two really nice ewe lambs out here in your all the breeds category. As I said before, I think they both represent their breeds really, really well. It's kind of hard to judge them because they're both different. They're making their kind and both used for different purposes, but they definitely still both have the qualities that you're looking for. With the Baby Doll Southdown, more of the fleece, but still has the good structure that'll carry her well as she becomes a mature ewe and does good things for her program. And the Horn Dorset here that has that nice looking kind to her, more for the meat variety, but it'll do some really good things for those programs as well. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and use the Horn Dorset here for your champion and the Baby Doll Southdown for your reserve, but just give them both a round of applause.
Champion ewe for the other registered purebreds goes to Katie Miller and reserve to Rose Johnson. Congratulations. We're going to clear the ring and we're ready for our crossbreeds. Crossbreed breeding sheep. First class is yearling rams. We have one entry from Emily Myers with River. Senior Ram Lamb is the next class. Senior Ram Lamb, Carson Ocker, please be at ringside.
Really nice ram out here in your crossbred category. I guess we'll call him the hamp appearing ram. I think he has a lot of hamp influence in him especially, but he's really, really good. He's big-footed and heavy-boned and nice and smooth and clean in his front end. I like that really nice long spine he has, and he's really straight the whole way out, even to the end of his dock. Just wish I could maybe just add a little bit more to his hind end there, and that lower 130 wants to narrow up just a tick. But I think he definitely has plenty of power to put some really good traits and qualities into the ewes he breeds someday. Just a really nice ram that'll do good things. So give the young lady a round of applause.
Crossbred, yearling ram, first place, Emily Myers. Next class, senior ram lamb, one entry, Carson Ocker with Biggie.
Nice little ram lamb out here in your crossbred category. A ram that has some really nice foot and bone structure to him underneath. It'll serve him really well as he services you someday. Maybe just wish I could add just a tick more mass to him over his top and his lower hind end there. A little more muscling, but a ram that I really like, that nice long length of spine that he has. And I think that'll serve the young man really well in his program. So just give him a round of applause.
Crossbred Senior Ram Lamb, first place, Carson Ocker with Biggie. Next class, Junior Ram Lamb, 6 entries. Carson Ockers, Cheerio. Caitlin Holtree, 258. Reese Smith, Finn. Trinity Pierce, Stormy. Joshua Holtree, 2663, and Joshua Holtree, 2665.
Nice competitive class of crossbred ram lambs out here. Ones that all would do good things for whatever you're trying to accomplish. Usually the crossbreds are more for the commercial side, and I think you could take them home and throw them as commercial use, and they do some really good things for you. For me, the young man up there at the other end is the one that kind of catches your eye. I like that really nice long spine he has plenty of power to him. Really catches your eye. He has that big foot and bone underneath him. It'll do him well as he services his ewes, and just will do some good things for the program. The young lady there in second, lamb just doesn't quite have as much power as the one in first, especially in that lower 1/3, but still has plenty of length to him to add to your flock, and good foot and bone underneath him. The young man there in second or third with the blue shirt, lamb that wish I could put this a little more power in his lower 1/3 and his hind end there, just make him a little thicker over his top as well maybe. and I think that would do him a little bit better, but this has a good foot and bone underneath him to still serve him well. The young lady there in the black shirt, Ram, I maybe put a little more pounds on, a little more feed to him. I think that blow him up a little bit more, but I appreciate the good foot and bone structure he has underneath him. I think that'll serve him well someday as he breeds his ewes. The young man next, Ram, I really like how nice and long he is. He has a nice straight spine to him, some good feet underneath him. Wish I could just add a little bit more mass to him, make him a little bit wider over his top, and that lower 1/3 just add a little bit more muscling to him. But a ram that still has some good qualities to him that'll serve his ewes well. The young man down here, another ram I wish I could just add maybe a little bit more muscle mass to, but I still really appreciate the structure he has to him and the good bone he carries with him. Again, wish I could just add a little bit more muscling there over his top and that lower 1/3 in his hind end. But overall, just a really nice group of ram lambs. So just give them all a round of applause.
Crossbred Junior Ram Lambs, first place Josh Holtree with Todd Umbrell. Second place Caitlin Holtree's 258. Third place Josh Holtree's Septic Tank. Fourth place Trinity Pierce Stormy. Fifth Reese Smith Finn. And sixth place Carson Ockers Cheerio. Next class, crossbred pair of 2 Ram Lambs, 1 single entry from Josh Holtree. Crossbred pair of 2 Ram Lambs, Josh Holtree first place with Todd Umbrell and Septic Tank. We're now ready for our champion crossbred ram. We should have our yearling from Emily Myers with River, our senior Ram Lamb Carson Ockers Biggie, junior Ram Lamb Josh Holtree Todd Umbrell, and Caitlin Holtree's 258.
Good group of crossbred rams out here. As I said before, I think you take them home and do whatever you want them with them for commercial use, and they do just fine for you. You can put them in with some show use, and they do good things for you as well. For me, the one that kind of caught my eye earlier and has done so ever since will be the young lady up here in the red shirt will be your champion ram, crossbred, and then your reserve will be the young man here with Todd Umbrell.
Champion crossbred ram goes to Emily Myers with River, and reserve champion to Joshua Holtree with Todd Umbrell. We're now ready for our ewes. Crossbred yearling ewe class, 7 entries. Joshua Holtree, 5'3". Please hold. Joshua Holtree with Dorothy, Jacob Best with Dira, Joshua Holtree's Rose, Jacob Best Marshmallow, Andy Swab June, Caitlin Holtree 225, and Caitlin Holtree 221.
Personally, I think this was the toughest class I've judged all day so far. I think from top to bottom, the quality is really, really good and really deep. You kind of got to decide what you want to do, and you got to remember that for breeding, not showing, and the one I think that'll make the best brood ewe and be in it for the long haul will be the young lady up there at the far end. I think that ewe lamb really puts everything together. She's really, really long and really thick and wide over her top. She has in that lower 1/3. She has the big barrel you're looking for to carry lambs. She's really pretty and smooth and clean in her front end. She has really good feet and bones underneath her. Maybe like to take off a few pounds of her, as I said with some other ones though. She'll run them off when you throw her out in the pasture, I have no doubt. Just a really good put together ewe that I think starts our class off really well. Young guys here in second, ewe that I really liked a lot. I wish I could just smooth that top out. I told them if they could just go out back and just trim that off. If they could just cut that little hump right off, I think we'd be in good shape. I think she's a little overdone for my liking too, but as I said before, you can take some pounds off. It's easier to take them off than put them on. A ewe that I still really like. I just wish I could smooth out that top line just a little bit. When she gets out moving around the ring, it's not quite as noticeable. When she's standing and sets up, she just wants to show that just a little bit more, but the young man did a good job of trying to keep that tempered down as much as he could, and I definitely give him some credit for that. The young showman here in third, a ewe lamb that I really, really liked as well. I said I wish that he would smooth out his top line and bring it down. I wish this one would just bring it up a little bit. She wants to just drop just a tick behind the shoulders and right before her pins there. I wish I could just smooth her out just a little bit. But she really has some good feet and bones under her, and I really do appreciate that about her. Wish I could just smooth it out just a little bit. The showman here with the next ewe in row, ewe that I really like. She's nice and long and has a nice smooth top to her. Wish I could just add a little bit to that lower 1/3 to her, maybe just make her a little bit wider. But I really like that nice smooth front she has to her and the nice feet and bones she has underneath her. I think will serve her well for a long time as a brood ewe. The young man next, the ewe that I really like as well. I really like that hind end on her. I wish I could just clean her up a little bit in her front end. She wants to get a little bit wider than my taste would like, but I really like the feet and bones she has too, and I really do like the hind end on her. I just kind of wish I could put that on the one young man that'll be next. Then I think we'd have a really good ewe that would compete. The young man that'll be next, the ewe that has plenty of power to her as well, just not quite as much as the young man before him. But has some good foot bone structure to her as well. And then the young lady here in the end, the ewe that kind of like some of the other ones, the top line's just not quite as straight and firm as it should be. Wish I could just maybe straighten that out just a tick, but I do like the barrel she has to her. She's really big and broody, and that'll serve her well. Just wish I could make her a little bit more sound in her top line there. But a really nice, good, deep set of ewes out here. So just give them all a round of applause.
Crossbred yearling ewes, first place, Caitlin Holtree. Second place, Jacob Best. Third, Jacob Best. Fourth, Andy Swab. Fifth, Josh Holtree. Sixth, Josh Holtree. And seventh, Caitlin Holtree. We're now ready for crossbred pen of 2 yearling ewes. We have Jacob Best with Marshmallow and Dira. That too, Diva. Caitlin Holtree, 221 and 225. And Josh Holtree with Dorothy and Rose.
Three really nice pairs out here. I kind of judged myself into corner with the last class because now they're back out here and I have to pair them up. I think for me, the ones that pair up the best will be shown by the group here right in front of me. I think they complement each other really well. They're really good and wide and powerful. As I said before, I wish I could just fix those top lines just a little bit, take the top line off the one and put it on the other one and vice versa, and I think we'd have a really good sheet. But that being said, I think they still have plenty of power and complement each other just enough to win your class. The young gentleman down there on the end will be your second place. I think two ewe lambs that do go together really, really well. I just wish that they complement each other just a tick better. And then the young lady that'll be in third, she had that class-winning ewe, and then I wish I could just straighten the top line up a little bit on the one that complemented that one. But just a really nice class, so give them all a round of applause.
Pen of 2 yearling ewes. First place went to Jacob Best with Marshmallow and Diva. Second place to Joshua Holtree, Rose and Dorothy. And third place to Caitlin Holtree, 225 and 221. Next classes are crossbred senior ewe lambs. 5 entries: Carly Saplee, Katie; Andy Swab, Lizzie; Alana Haynes, Fiona; Alana Haynes, Miss Crush; and Jace Kelly, Noel.
I know a few classes ago I said it was the toughest class I've done so far, and I changed my mind. Now this is the toughest class I've done so far, top to bottom. I think any of these ewe lambs could go home and turn into mature broody ewes and do some really good things. There's really not much difference between any of them, in my opinion, from top to bottom. But for me, the one that I think kind of catches your eye and just stays there in the back of your mind the whole time he's in here will be the ewe lamb there in the front, shown by the young lady in the blue shirt. A ewe lamb that's really pretty in her type and her kind. She has that nice, pretty, clean head and that smooth down under her shoulders. She's nice and long, has that nice long spine to her. She has big feet underneath her and heavy bone. The nice barrel in the middle, and just no doubt my mind will turn into a really good brood ewe someday. Young lady there in second, a ewe lamb that I like immensely as well. I remember when she was out here in showmanship with her, she really caught mine, done so ever since. When you get her out and look around the ring, by the time she just wants to roach that back just a tick, and you're kind of nitpicking, but when it's a pair like this, it's that close, you got to start somewhere. And for me, I wish she'd just kind of keep that top line nice and straight when she walks. Sometimes she just roaches up just a little bit, and that's really the only difference between the top pair, in my opinion. A ewe lamb that will do some really, really good things for your program. You should be really proud to have her here today. The young lady next with the black lamb, a lamb that I really like. She's really pretty and eye-appealing, and you really like that about her. She has some nice big feet underneath her, and you really like that. And for me, she really is not any different between her than the first two either. I wish I could just maybe clean her up a little bit in the front end. She just wants to get a little sloppy there in her shoulders. But other than that, she's really clean in her front end, up in her head and her neck area, and she does that really well. Just clean her up a little bit there in her shoulders. But other than that, she does a lot of things really well that'll do some good things for your program when you take her home. The young ladies that are showing next, the ewe lamb that I really like as well. Maybe I could just add a little bit of muscle to her there, not lower 1/3. She kind of gets overmatched and overpowered by some ewe lambs a little further up in the class. But I will give her, she has a nice long straight spine to her. She has some nice big feet on her and some nice heavy bones. And she's put together really well structurally, and that will do her well as she becomes a brood ewe someday. The young man down here in the blue shirt next, a ewe lamb that I really like as well. He should be really proud to be here in this class. He just got kind of caught up in a really tough, deep class. Any other time that ewe lamb would have done really well and moved on up. For me, she just kind of gets overpowered a little bit there in her hind end. I wish I could just add a little bit more muscling to her in that lower 1/3. Maybe put a little more mass to her. But I really like the middle she has to her, that nice barrel, so she'll be able to carry lamb someday. And she really has some nice, good structure to her and some nice smooth shoulders and really feminine in her front end and just a really nice deep set of ewe lambs. So just give them all a round of applause.
Senior ewe lambs. First place, Carly Suplee. Second, Alana Haynes. Third, Alana Haynes. Fourth, Andy Swab. And fifth, Jace Kelly. Next class will be our crossbred junior ewe lambs. $16 in this class. In the ring, we should have 2 entries from Gwen McKee with Cora and Lori. 2 entries with Trinity Pierce, Eleanor and Merida. Andy Swab's Fancy. Joshua Holtree. Sophia and Joshua Holtree's Blanche. Caitlin Holtree's 274 and 255. Katie Miller, Lorraine, and Beth. Christopher Kelly, Dixie, and Swabby. George Swab, Laney, and Emma Wagner, Lucy, and Muffin.
So here we go again with another tough class. Big class, lots of competition, lots of power, lots of good qualities that you're looking for to take home to make into a good ewe. For me, the one that kind of caught my eye and stuck there with me the whole time is going to be the young lady up there with the black-colored ewe lamb. A ewe that I think she's really pretty. She's really feminine. She has that nice long length of her spine. She has good feet underneath her. She has that good structure, plenty of bone. Really clean up there in her front end. Just a ewe that has a lot of really good qualities that I think will put some good traits into her lambs whenever she becomes bred, and will do some really good things for her flock. The young man there in second, a ewe lamb that I really like as well. For me, maybe just not quite as long as the class winner, but a ewe lamb that definitely has lots of power and muscling and good qualities to her. Has good bone structure, really pretty in her front end. Just another ewe lamb that I think is going to do some really good things for the young man. The ewe lamb there in third, shown by the young lady in the red shirt, one that I really liked as well. She has a really nice long spine to her. I wish I could maybe just level her out a little bit. She kind of wants to pinch there just a tick there at her pins. Other than that, I really like how nice and long she is. I like how she has good feet underneath her. She's really pretty and clean in her front end and just has a lot of good traits as well. The young man next in line, a ewe lamb that I really like. Wish I could just maybe add a little bit of muscular to her in that lower 1/3. But other than that, I really like the nice long spine she has to her. She has some really good feet underneath her, and it's going to do some really good things for his flock when he gets her home. The ewe lamb is going to be next in line. The ewe lamb, I could maybe just add a tick more muscling to in her hind end. Maybe just smooth her out just a little bit back there at her pins where it wants to hook up to her hind end. Maybe just clean her up a little bit. But I really like her length of spine that she has. She's really pretty in her front end. She has some good feet underneath her, and I think that's going to serve her well as she becomes a ewe someday. And just a lot of good traits that he can take home and be happy with as well. The young lady next in line, a ewe lamb that I really like as well. I hate to say it like a broken record, but she has a lot of good traits as well, not to take away from her. Wish I could just maybe stretch her out a little bit. When she gets out and gets around the ring, you wish you could maybe just kind of smooth her out in her top. She wants to roach her back just a tad, but that's just kind of nitpicking at this point because she has a lot of good qualities to her as well. The young man next, a really pretty, eye-catching ewe lamb. I wish you could just kind of smooth her out there at her pins, just kind of blow her out a little bit so it's more of a smooth transition. Maybe add a little bit to her there in her lower 1/3 as well. But she's really pretty and clean in her front end, and I do like that about her. She's really good in her structure as well, and I appreciate that. The young lady next, ewe lamb, she really has some good power to her, especially for all the bigger she is. I wish I could just stretch her out just a little bit, maybe add a little few inches to her length of spine, add a little more capacity to her, but she's definitely a good little ewe lamb that has a lot of good traits to her as well. The young lady next in line, a ewe lamb that I really like. She's big and she's broody. Kind of wish you could just clean her up a little bit. She wants to get a little sloppy there in her top line, her front end. Maybe just trim a little bit of the excess off there and just kind of smooth her up a bit, and I think she'd be a really good ewe. But nonetheless, she's going to be a really good broody ewe for us someday. As we make our way down the rest of the line, lambs I really like. They all have really good feet underneath them. They all have good structure to them. I wish I could just maybe add a little bit more muscling to some of them, just clean them up a little bit, add some more over their top and in their lower 1/3, add some more mass to them in their middle a little bit, just make them a little bit more bigger and broody. But to me, just a really nice, good group of ewe lambs from top to bottom, so I think we should give them all a round of applause.
Crossbred Junior ewe lamb, first place, Andy Swab. Second place, George Swab. Third place, Katie Miller. Fourth, Christopher Kelly. Fifth, Katie Miller. Sixth, Caitlin Holtree. And seventh, Christopher Kelly. We're now ready for a crossbred pair of 2 ewe lambs. We have Christopher Kelly with Dixie and Swabby. Emma Wagner's Lucy and Muffin. Josh Holtree, Sophia and Blanche. Katie Miller, Lorraine and Beth. Caitlin Holtree, 274 and 255. And Andy Swab, Lizzie and Fancy. After this class, we'll be selecting our crossbred champion ewe. We need our yearling ewe from Caitlin Holtree, 221, and Jacob Best Diva. Our senior ewe lamb, Carly Suplees Katie, and Alana Haynes Miss Crush. And our junior ewe lamb, Andy Swab Fancy, and George Swab Laney. Those animals at ringside for selection of champion.
For our class of pairs of ewe lambs, I think we have some really good pairs out here that complement each other really well. For me, the one that kind of sorts its way to the top, just based on how much I liked them in the last class, would be the pair up here with the charcoal colored lamb and the ewe lamb beside her. I think they're really similar in their make and their kind. Really, there's not much difference. I like the good feet they have on them, the good bone structure they have. They're nice and long and straight over their top, and I think they really complement each other really well. The pair in second, I know they're a little bit different in size, but I think their type and their kind is still very similar. They're both nice and stout, and they have some good wide tops on them. They have good feet underneath them, good structure, and I really appreciate that about them. I just know they're not quite the same size, but I think they still complement each other really well. The next pair shown by the two gentlemen here, a pair that I really like as well. I wish I could just change a few things about them, maybe kind of just smooth them out there at their pins a little bit. But other than that, I think they complement each other really well. I really like the good big feet they have underneath them and the good structure they have to them. Moving on further down, the young gentleman next, a pair that I like as well. They're more the broody type. I think they're going to go home and grow into some nice big ewes for you. I think they're going to do some really good things for your program. Next pair showed by the pair of young ladies, this kind of a little bit of a size difference. Other than that, they're both the broody type of sheep that you're looking for the commercial side of it, and I think they're going to do some really good things for you. And the pair down here that in front of me next, the pair that I wish I could just add a little bit more muscling to them, add a little bit more definition. But as I said before, I really do like the structure they have on them. I think they have some good bone underneath them, and I think that's something you can be proud of and build off of. So just give them all a round of applause.
Crossbred, pair of two ewe lambs. First place, Andy Swab. Second, Katie Miller. Third, Christopher Kelly. Fourth, Joshua Holtree. Fifth, Caitlin Holtree. And sixth, Emma Wagner. We're now ready for our crossbred champion ewe drive. Again, yearling ewe. We need Caitlin Holtree's 221 and Jacob Best Diva. Senior ewe lamb, Carly Suplee Katie and Alana Haynes Miss Crush. And our junior ewe lamb, Andy Swab's Fancy and George Swab's Laney. Exhibitors up next, we're going to do our crossbred group classes. Crossbred group classes are up next. And then we're going to select our champion pair of lambs, bred and owned by a junior member of Cumberland or Franklin County. Crossbreeds included. So once again, we're going to pick our champion ewe. We're going to do our group classes for the crossbreeds. Then we're going to do champion pair of lambs, bred and owned by a junior member of Cumberland and Franklin County. Then we'll do our Supreme Ram, and then we'll do our Supreme ewe.
I think we have a really good group of crossbred ewes out here. I think they all represent themselves really, really well. I know the numbers for the crossbred divisions were a lot deeper than the purebreds, and this shows, in my opinion, I think any of these ewes out here could win a show on any given day. I think if I came back and judged tomorrow, I probably might even change my mind again. It's pretty much that close, in my opinion. I really don't think there's much difference except for size in them. I think structurally they're all there. They have those nice big heavy bones in them that'll carry them well as they're turned into brood ewes. They have those real nice big feet that'll serve them well. They have the good structure to them. A few of them I'd like to clean up a little bit, this and that, maybe smooth out the top or just blow one out a little bit of their pins. Maybe just add a little bit more to her middle so she can hold lambs as she gets bred someday. Maybe clean up a front end here or there. But other than that, I think we have a really, really good deep set of ewe lambs out here for the crossbred division, and all the people out here should be really proud of themselves for bringing quality like this to a county fair. So with that being said, I'm going to go out here and look over maybe one more time, and then I'll pick your Grand and Reserve crossbred ewe lambs. So just give them all a round of applause.
Champion crossbred ewe goes to Caitlin Holtry's yearling ewe. So Jacob Best, let's slide you over. And we'll pick a reserve. Reserve champion ewe goes to Carly Saplee with her senior ewe lamb, Katie. All right, we're ready for our crossbred group classes. We have a pen of 4 lambs. Single entry from Josh Holtry with his Golden Girls. Rose, Blanche, Dorothy, and Sophia. First place for the Golden Girls. Good job, Josh. Next up. Well, I want to say it is. Okay. Oh, are Todd and Septic Tank out there? Oh, good. Todd Umbrell and Septic Tank with some Golden Girls. All right, crossbreed. Breeders Young Flock, Josh Holtry and Caitlin Holtry. First place, Breeders Young Flock, goes to Caitlin Holtry, and second place to Joshua Holtry. Next up, Joshua Holtry has a Get a Sire. First place award for Get a Sire. And finally, Crossbred Flock, Josh Holtree and Caitlin Holtree. First place is Caitlin Holtree, and second place goes to Josh Holtree with his Todd Umbrell and the Golden Girls. That concludes our crossbred show. All right, exhibitors, we're ready for champion pair of lambs. Both must be bred and owned by you as a junior exhibitor. And you can use your crossbreeds, right? So champion pair of lambs, bred and owned by you. And you can use crossbreeds. If you've got them, bring them to the ring. Last call for pair of lambs. Champion pair of lambs, bred and owned by a junior exhibitor. We have an entry from Josh Holtree, an entry from Katie Miller, and an entry from Caitlin Holtree. Last call. If the aisle's clear, it's your class. Champion pair of lambs, bred and owned by a junior exhibitor, goes to Caitlin Holtree. All right, we're ready for our Supreme Ram. I know I want to do pictures, but we're also running late, and the alpaca show was supposed to start 30 minutes ago. All right, Supreme Champion Ram from the Cheviots. We need Stephanie Whistler's 257. From the Hampshires, Mindy Holtry's Hewlett. Natural Colored, Katie Miller Speed Bump. Southbound, Stephanie Whistler 25124. From our other registered purebreds, Richard Brown Snowman. And from our crossbreeds, Emily Myers River. Once again, we're ready for our Supreme Champion Ram Drive. This is presented in memory of Bob Holtry. And again, Supreme Champion Ram, all breeds competing. Let's line them up.
I think we have a really nice, good set of Rams out here for the Champion Drive of all the breeds. They all represent their breeds really well. They're all out here showing what the breed's all about. You have the ones out here representing the wool breeds. I think they do that really well. They have those nice even fleeces, those nice tight crimps on their fleece. They still have good feet underneath them, plenty of bone. You like the good structure they have. The meat breeds, you like their structure as well. They have plenty of mass and power to them, and lots of good qualities that I think will translate into some good lambs someday when they get home and breed some females. I think just a really nice, good quality set of rams out here. So with that being said, I'll go out here and select your champion ram of the breeding show today. So just give them all another round of applause.
Supreme Champion Ram goes to the Natural Colored, exhibited by Katie Miller. Very quick picture, and then we're on to Supreme Champion U. All right, ready for Supreme Champion U. Again, all breeds competing, and this one is presented in memory of John Conaway. From our Cheviots, we have Stephanie Whistler's 1573. Dorset, Taylor Sturms, Prada. Hampshire, Mindy Holtry, 2570. Natural Color, Katie Miller, Tiffany. Southdown, Taylor Sturms, Beyonce. Our other registered breed, Katie Miller's Fendi. And our crossbred, Caitlin Holtry, 221.
I know I said it with the Rams, but I'll say it again out here for the U Lambs, or the U Drive for the Best in Show. I think they all represent their breeds really, really well. They're definitely the type and the kind that you're looking for to go home and do some good things for your flock. I think they're all going to be really, really good, mature, broody mothers and should service your operation for a really long time. With that being said, there's been a few out here that through the course of the day that every time they come in, they kind of caught my eye, and they're the kind that make you kind of hard to forget about. So with that being said, I'll go out here and select your Grand and Reserve champion, Best in Show for the U division. So just give them all a round of applause.
Supreme Champion U goes to our crossbreed from Caitlin Holtree. Stay put, we're going to do a reserve. Reserve Supreme goes to Taylor Stern with her Southdown. Thank you very much to our judge, Evan Snyder, to all of our exhibitors, and of course all of our ring help, both in the ring and in the barn. We're going to reset the ring, and then our alpaca show will start just as soon as we can. Thank you very much.